We found our 29 mostly wooded acres with her dream country home, and an in-ground pool, and enough property that I can go outside and shoot my guns. I can actually hunt deer on my own property.
Yep. Not disturb anybody.
Right. And when the foliage is all in the spring and summer, you can't even see any of the other houses. But
Excuse me.
And anyway, so I got here. I said I could do what I do anywhere, and I got though it's Unionville is where I live, and I said I could do what I do anywhere. And I found that very quickly, but I'm stubborn, so it took me a year, because it was October 2018 when we moved to Unionville from Northern Virginia, that my target market. So when I stepped out from Global Language Solutions as their president, I decided I want to be a little bit more specific. And what is a big problem that I can help solve? And I had become aware of, I'm on the younger side of being a baby boomers, but I'm a baby boomer. The baby boomers own 2/3 of the privately held companies in the United States, and turning 65 at a rate of 10,000 a day. So we should be rapidly aging out of business ownership. Most of us are hanging on, very tightly still to our businesses, but it's like 10, maybe $15 trillion worth of value that will either exchange hands or drop off the books. And I also found out that about 80% of businesses that actually go on the market, and estimates range from 70 to 75 up to 80, never sell. And so that breaks my heart, because I've already attuned to business owners, and that you could work 20, 30 years, build a business, and then have it go because you can't sell it. So why don't, I decided to explore, why don't these businesses sell? Why can't they sell? And what can be done about it? I found the Exit Planning Institute and decided to become part of that community, and became a certified exit planning advisor. And then I took Go Beyond, and I kind of pushed what I was doing. I added what I took. I took the Go Beyond way and everything, and then I merged it with the Exit Planning Institute's approach to helping business owners get their businesses transition ready. I said I could, but my target market in Northern Virginia started around $5 million of annual revenue.
Mm-hmm.
And I got here to call it Piedmont, call it Northern Central Virginia,
Yeah.
to the, and I was like, my target market is few and far between.
They're all whales here at that
So,
market.
so if I want to really help, and really don't want to look too far north of the Rappahannock River,
Mm-hmm.
if I really want to be part of bringing fullness of life through business success to my new community, I'm going to have to do something a little bit different. I'm going to have to become more. I'm going to have to learn more. And I said, what am I going to do? I'm already, exit planning, I'm naturally a coach. I'm naturally a teacher, naturally an encourager. The Army officer in me actually naturally holds people accountable. And so I was like, okay, coaching, business coaching. What does that look like? Who does it well? Who's the best? And I found this outfit called Action Coach, which actually began the business coaching industry. This guy, Brad Sugars, started. He's an Australian now, is in Las Vegas. It's where the global headquarters is. The first and still largest of the business coaching firms in the world, and it's a franchise. So I said, okay, I don't want to have, Tommy can get a job, right? So I don't want to just plug in, and I don't want to have a little coaching. I want to preach, right? I want to practice what I preach.
Get to the pulpit,
right?
I'm with you.
I want to practice what I preach, and I want to build a business that I can then someday sell. So I bought in to Action Coach at the senior partner level. In order to do that, I converted Go Beyond LLC to Go Beyond Inc., did a bunch of stuff, and took predominantly my own fortune and rolled it into the business.
Bet on yourself again.
Right, so I have, every 10 years I reinvent myself. It's just, but with that, so buying at the senior partner level means that I have a firm rather than a one coach practice. And so I can coach anybody in the world as long as they were directly referred to me. But so that we all play nice in the sandbox, I have a direct marketing area that is 20 zip codes.
Okay.
So from Culpeper, where my office is, the eastern half of Orange County, Spotsylvania County, down to Spotsylvania Courthouse, and to the, including those zip codes in Spotsylvania County that call themselves Fredericksburg, and Stafford, Garrisonville, Stafford, and even Quantico, that far north. That's basically Go Beyond Inc. doing business as Action Coach Two Rivers. That's, but I don't have to strictly stay within those boundaries. That's where my direct marketing is.
I think that message is something I've not heard in our talking in the past of the direct referral beyond your territory is something that is available to you, and I think that will be important for other folks to really hone in on, because 20 zip codes is great, but it's really not. It's the relationship.
So this past Friday, I had a Zoom with so I have a client who's been very successful under my coaching, and she had a conference with her coaches, her colleagues from around the world, from around the country rather, and I got to speak to them. I spoke to them about exit planning, but the result of that is I have some appointments. I had a 2-hour appointment. That's the main thing. There's a 2-hour appointment with, and she's out in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Okay.
All right, so I mean, it's not as far as like Botswana or any place.
No, but it's a good field trip.
Right, it's a good field trip. But that's the way we did it by Zoom. So it's probably more than you wanted to know. But
the axiom I had always heard is on the first day of business, your second thing you should do is figure out what it costs for you to get out of that business, so you know what you're working towards, and if anyone ever came, you'd be like, it's yours.
Right. What is a good officer?
Yeah.
I mean, what is a good offer? What would it look like?
And people overvalue it.
They overvalue it. They just don't know.
Right.
They don't know what a good offer would be. They don't know that being the driving force of your own business and staying the driving force of your own business would actually keep people from wanting to buy your business.
That's good knowledge. I'd like to transition just a little bit and put some, because you answered without me having to ask 14 of my questions, which is why we're here. Well, let's have some fun.
Okay.
We're here. Let's have some fun. So, if you could give the president any single book what would it be?
Any single
Book that you want them to read. Now, as a point of reference, I had a friend of mine tell me Pride and Prejudice, which I didn't quite understand.
Pilgrim's Progress.
Okay.
Pilgrim's Progress, I think.
What do you do for fun? I know it sounds hunting, shooting
I
deer in the property.
Right. So when Carrie and I got married, both of us were out of the baby making business.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided we were going to fill our home with love by having fur babies. And it's gotten a little out of hand. We have 5 dogs and 4 cats.
Mine has a birthday today, I understand.
and so that keeps me busy. And you need very little when you have that many critters and they interact with each other.
Sure.
You need very little TV. But also I go on a yearly hunting trip to South Dakota to go pheasant hunting.
Do you go to the same
Same
farm?
place. Former Big League Baseball pitcher Todd Worrell has about 1,500 or so acres out there that he is basically terraformed into prime pheasant country.
Nice.
And so there and the farms around, and he's a great guy and it's a great group of people. And over the years, we've just become such good friends. I've been going there now for maybe 12 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
Maybe not that much.
What's your favorite movie?
Oh, I have so many favorite movies, but want to say the original Star Wars movie when we become introduced to Luke Skywalker.
That's mine. It's been mine since I was 4 years old. I totally understand that. That's great.
I didn't need to know how young you were when you saw the movie.
It's just one of the times I saw it when I was that young. Sorry, we'll edit that part out. And this next one's the question I got an interesting answer earlier. If you could get rid of one U.S. state, which one would it be and why?
If I could get rid of one U.S. state.
State, not a territory.
Right. That's a hard one because I got people that I love in that state. Right, but let me divide it a little bit and say if Southern California could fall off into the ocean and leave Northern California there.
I think that's a common sentiment that I would run across, to be honest with you. Yeah, I've been telling people it's Hawaii because it's too nice, but then I've always had just a problem with people from Connecticut my whole life. I just don't know why. Yeah, they have an air about them that I'm like, you're from Connecticut, get out of here with that. So, well, I appreciate it. That's. I mean, if you'd like to talk a little more about the business in specific and how people can get in touch with you, love to hear that for a couple moments. We'll also be including that to the podcast as a link to your information and send you
that
a
would
copy
be great.
as well.
That would be great. Yeah. So you can find me on the web, of course, at Two Rivers, spelled out TWO, tworivers.actioncoach.com.
Okay.
That's my website. There's, of course, links to get a hold of me through that way. If you want to call me directly, if you've got a question about your business, or what the hell is business coaching anyway? What's it look like? My phone number, my direct phone number, so you don't have to go through a switchboard or anything like that, or put in the extension or whatever. It's 540-445-5117, and then if I'm not in the office, it rings my cell phone.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it. As I said, I will get that attached to the file, and when we put it up, we'll get you a link so you can put it up on your social media as well. I appreciate you taking the time. Thank you, Tom.
It was my pleasure.